Hi, I'm Cynthia Nipers. I'm the Director of Continuing Education at Pacific College of Health and Science. Welcome to Pacific College of Health and Science YouTube channel for Lunar New Year, Year of the Rabbit, with Paulynne Cheng. Thank you to Rob Nadeau and the rest of our tech team, Eli Castro, Miles Exner for their help tonight. Thank you to the Pacific College Marketing Department for maintaining such a robust and interesting YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, we hope you come back and explore some of our other webinars. We will be putting some links in the chat, including links to Paulynne and her channel and Hidden Sun, where you can get more information about Bazi and beyond. We will try to leave some time for questions at the end of tonight's webinar, but if you have questions as we go along, please feel welcome to put those in the chat. And we'll be happy to pass them along to Paulynne, whether during or if there's an opportunity to do that at the end. Paulynne Cheng is a business and career consultant coach who melds Chinese metaphysics techniques with modern day coaching to help you become the best that you can be. 2023, here we go. Please welcome Paulynne Cheng.
Hello, everyone. Hi, good evening. Hello, or in my case, actually, good morning. So I've noticed in the chat that many of the viewers are from the US. So good evening. I'm speaking to you from the future. Okay, and a big shout out, of course, and thanks to the Pacific College of Health and Science for having me back for a second consecutive year. I'm thrilled, flattered, excited, buzzed, all that good thing. So today's sharing will be a roundup of the 12 zodiac signs. Okay, consider this like a TLDR version of the full videos. You know, each sign, guys, took me like 20 minutes to complete, and that was even the shortened version. So if I were to do that here, we'd be sitting here all night. So let me just start by sharing my slides, and let's get started. I'm hoping to make this as interactive as possible. So Cynthia has asked me not to look at the chat, but I'm gonna be a bit naughty here. I'll be keeping an eye on it. So before we start, I'd like to run a quick poll here. Can you guys tell me if you are business owners or career professionals? Type 1 for business owners and type 2 for career professionals. Okay, that way then I can make it's easier for me to make it interactive. Oops, what have I done? So my bad, apologies. Let me just start the share again. Okay, so much for disregarding Cynthia's advice. Okay, so Cynthia, if you could let me know what is the majority, okay? So now first a little bit about me. I'm not very good with self-introduction, so we're going to keep it short. In case we have yet to meet, hi, my name is Paulynne Cheng. I'm a Bazi and Feng Shui practitioner based in Malaysia. In my previous life, I spent 25 years as head of communications and live telecast producer for a series of motorcycle racing championships based in Asia. So, and if you're curious about other content that I share, please feel free to check out my website. It's thehiddensun.com, or connect with me on my YouTube channel. But enough with the self-promotion. Okay, let's start with a quick forecast for 2023. This is something that everyone usually wants to know. Now, to do this forecast, we pull from many different sources: the Bazi chart of the year, annual flying stars from Feng Shui, the annual Qi chart, the oracles. But I'm going to be straight with you. I don't really like doing general forecasts because it's usually full of bad news. But it's logical, you know, we kind of collectively, as all humanity, kind of dug ourselves into this hole. And metaphysics at the day is pure logic, not magic. So there won't be any fairy godmothers waving their wands to make things all right again. You know that, I know that. So firstly, with star 5 arriving in the northwest, we anticipate that global tensions, fight for power will continue to escalate. Power struggle for dominance is expected to continue. Will there be war? Maybe, but we think that Russia-Ukraine may take a break. All right. So the likely tension would be between the US and China, we feel, because the US, Star 5 lands in the US, while China hosts the Grand Duke in the East. Now, the interesting thing to note is that 2023 is the final official year of Period 8, the last transition year. The year of the Wood Dragon in 2024 heralds the official start of Period 9. And with that comes changes to society. Now, Period 9 is the age of fire. For those of you who study Western astrology, we mesh in this, right? I think it's called, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's called the age of Aquarius. So with fire being strong, first of all, climate change is a thing. Okay. And also at the same time comes changes to society. First of all, because the period 9 Gua, the Li Gua, is a female Gua. So we will see the emergence of more female leaders. So that's good news for people, female professionals on the government side, also more leaders from there. Okay, but the bad news is for period 9 is that we think the dominance of the super rich may strengthen, the income gap continues to widen, which is why many Chinese metaphysics practitioners, including myself, are constantly pushing for more urgency for all of us to kind of level up. Okay, so because we expect to see more discontent among the masses, and with that, expect to see more investigations going on. You already see it in your countries. You have the investigations going into Trump, Biden, all this kind of stuff. Okay, but enough with the bad news. The good news is that education sector will likely be the fastest growing industry in 2023. And with that, if the CEO of Pacific College is listening, I hope he or she is grinning from ear to ear. But you still have to market yourself because competition will be pretty fierce. Aligning to period 9, a suggestion, if you will, would be to include elements of spiritual healing, such as energy healing, Reiki, and such stuff into what you into the school syllabus would be great. And guys, by the way, if you're enjoying this, right, please do the YouTube thing and subscribe to the Pacific College YouTube, because they have plenty of awesome content. Okay, so the boom in education will likely be fueled by more people desiring to either join the gig economy or to start taking steps towards owning our own jobs. Therefore, in 2023, economically, if you are a creator, someone who creates products or services, it should be an okay year. But with the continued inflation and stuff, salaries may not rise to match. So it's not so positive for those who are a net consumer. So my recommendation is to explore starting a side hustle if you can. Okay. Now, regardless if you're delivering a product or service, because water is pretty weak in 2023, keep an eye on rising landing costs or even delivery related issues, as in how do you deliver your product to the consumer? Okay. And at the same time, if you're reliant on raw materials for your products, this too may be a concern because there may be disruptions in the supply chain caused specifically by pollution. So on the other hand, if you're one of those who advocates or is active in the buy local movement, this is the time you double down on your marketing narrative. Okay. So enough with the general forecast, regardless of how bleak the outlook is externally. As individuals, many times there's very little we can do to affect big changes. But we can do something to improve our own lives and the lives of the people who matter to us. This, in fact, is actually the core of Chinese metaphysics services. We try to impact and improve one life at a time. Okay, for each person, we manage to level up to improve their circumstances. In general, the better things will be. It's never about the big upheaval. Okay, we never try to create big unsettling changes in a person's lives, because big changes are stressful, and sometimes because it's stressful, it's unsustainable. So instead, it's about talking about small steps that we can take to get ourselves aligned to the energy. Okay. So now, before we move to the zodiacs, okay, I like to make this as interactive as possible. Okay. For this session to be really useful to everyone, I need you to do two things for me. Number one, please plot your Bazi chart. Each of us can have up to 4 animal signs in our Bazi chart, each of which governs different facets of our lives. Okay, so don't just come here thinking, oh, I'm the year of the tiger, I'm the year of the rat, so there are other pillars in your chart that can also be useful for you. Okay, so I think Cynthia is going to help me put a couple of links in the chat. Okay, so the first one, both are free, but the first one, joeyup.com, is requires registration. The second one is does not require registration, so up to you. Okay, so it's really easy. Just key in your date of birth, no conversion. Okay. Most Chinese metaphysics systems work on the solar calendar. So just use the Gregorian calendar. No need to convert to lunar time or solar time or whatever China time. No, just key in the date of birth as stated in your identification documents. If you know your time of birth, put that in as well. If you don't, it's okay. Leave it blank. Okay. So the nice thing about Bazi is that it can still work without the hour of birth. So what you see here is a sample chart. In fact, it is the Bazi chart of this particular hour for me here in Malaysia. And at this point, I just need to inform you that this chart and some of the terminologies I may be using are copyrighted materials belonging to Dato' Joyap and the JY Mastery Academy. Okay, so really use the online plotters, please. Okay, it's the quickest way, right? The alternative is to plot the chart by hand using the 10,000 year calendar. Trust me, it's this thick. I tried it myself. It took me 2 hours. It's crazy. Okay. So now that you have your chart on hand, next thing I'd like to ask, grab a piece of paper and pen, of course. Sketch out a table with 4 columns and 4 rows like this sample. So in the first row, just label the columns as hour, day, month, and year. In the second row, scribble in what facets of your life these columns represent. So the year pillar governs friends, acquaintances, industry, market conditions, social networks, social media followers, basically the people. Okay. The month pillar governs your work, your career, business, colleagues, work condition, business opportunities. This is what the month governs. Okay. The day pillar governs yourself and your personal relationships, could be your significant other, people who are literally in your lives. It can also represent health and well-being. And finally, the hour pillar is considered our legacy pillar. This governs our children, our staff, our ideas, investments, including thinking pattern, how we think. Okay. So in the third row, as you can see from my example, just write down the animal sign that corresponds to each pillar. So if you can see, I have tiger in the year, and then ox in the month, rat in the day, and the dragon in the hour. Okay. So now while you're doing this, I'll give you some time to do this. So I'm just going to quickly share why we do this. I know there's a lot of misconceptions out there that we only check our year pillar. Okay, sometimes people ask me, which is more important? I thought you only check the year. Okay, to explain this, I need to quickly explain the main difference between Bazi and Feng Shui. They are different systems set up to do different things. Bazi is an action or strategy guide. Bazi's role is to give insight as to what I have or do not have and what I can do about it. Feng Shui's role is to connect our charts to the external environment. Therefore, Feng Shui acts to bring the outside in, while Bazi gives us the confidence to take the right action and push outwards and meet the opportunities halfway. So because Feng Shui's role is to bring the outside in Feng Shui, there is more weightage given to the year pillar. Okay, so why the misconception? Because Feng Shui is more popular than Bazi. Okay, so now I'm going to leave this slide here a few minutes longer and explain why am I doing this? Why am I asking for your participation? In the eternal trinity of Chinese metaphysics, the core of Chinese metaphysics is the trinity of heaven, earth, and man. Okay, heaven is your Bazi chart. This is what has been given to you, what we're doing here today. Feng Shui, earth is Feng Shui, okay, your environment. Each of these holds 33.33% of this thing called fate. Okay, man has equal share, also 33.33. So we are not helpless. Okay, even if you get bad stars, we are not helpless. These stars are participative in nature, both the good and the bad. So that's why we're doing this. We're going to create the first level of strategy so that we can create actions to get aligned. Everyone cool with that? Okay. So leave the last row blank with key points as I present. When I reach the animal sign that corresponds to what you have, write down the key focus or caution into the last row. Okay. So are we ready? Okay, I'm assuming we're ready because I can't see
I think, Paulynne, some
YouTube.
people are having a little difficulty. We put the links in, some people seem to be having difficulty finding what they're looking for on the links.
Okay. May I know what difficulties are you guys facing? I'm just gonna stop share for a while.
Yeah, somebody wants to put on the YouTube chat the difficulties they're finding, because we've just put the links up a couple times.
Hang on, let me just. I think they're having difficulty finding the links.
Yeah, it looks like nobody's saying
okay.
anything anymore, so maybe they found them.
Hold on, let me just I'll just do a quick share and then we'll get into the red. All right. Let's go back. Okay, so listen, if should I, Cynthia, what do you think? Should I give it a couple of minutes more? I don't mind.
I think we should go on to the animals, and then we can, because there's enough people that we're not gonna be able to get to each person to help them find their link necessarily.
All right then. Okay, guys, just try to catch up if you can. Otherwise, there's this thing called the replay button. Okay, so now, let's start with the red. I'm assuming for the majority of you, if you have managed to plot your Bazi chart, let me teach you Chinese metaphysics in literally 10 seconds. It's very simple. It's Chinese. Okay, so if you see red, it's good. If you see black, it's no good. Simple. See red, good. So learn Chinese metaphysics in 10 seconds. Okay, so let's get on to the red now. The red in 2022 did not have any good stars. Okay, so in other words, in 2022, the red had to be a self-starter. So you need to be ready now. 2023, the good stars are back. Get ready to launch into stratosphere because this is the comeback kit of 2023. So focus areas, right? You have wealth stars, you have likability stars. Two of the best ones. Okay, so improve your communication skills is one. Okay, these are focus areas. And second one is to sharpen your negotiation skills. These wealth stars that you have activate from relationship building. Okay, I often get this question. It's like, I worked so hard during the year, I didn't get nothing. The stars didn't say work hard, they say build relationships. Okay, so in other words, who you know and who you work with becomes very important And all this is being supported by likability stars. You have 3, count them, 3 peach blossom stars in the red this year. Okay, so I would be, if I have the red in my chart, I would be identifying key people that I want to build relationships with. Okay, whether it be it as a business owner or as a career professional. Okay, so that I can level up. Okay, what about the caution? Work on the EQ. Don't get trapped into the victim mindset. Okay, in 2022, the red has the star that I don't like. It's called prison inmates. What it does is it creates the feeling like you're stuck. So you need to prison break. You need to, if you find yourself thinking, oh, but I have no choice but to, I have no choice. It's so difficult. I have no choice. That's the prison inmates influence. So you need to, it's still early enough. We haven't transitioned to the rabbit year yet. So guys, there's still time to prison break. Okay. Dig the tunnels. Okay. So don't become consumed by your fear of failure. The negative side of the red, there's always a positive and negative side, right? Yin and yang. Okay. Negative side of the red comes from unconsciously repeating past mistakes or a refusal to learn from past mistakes and taking steps to correct course. Okay. So that's it for the red. Moving on to the ox. Now, the ox does not have a whole slew of positive stars, but the ones you have are still very usable. In fact, I actually like it when the stars are focused like this. It's easier to take action, right? When I like to use the term using the stars because these auxiliary stars represent what has been given to us. So it's up to us really whether we want to use it or not. Okay. So with if you have the ox in your chart, question: if you were given a year to master a skill, what would it be? 2023 is exactly such a year. It's a year where it's okay to slow down, take a breath, work on ourselves for a while, maybe sign up for a course with the Pacific College, pick up a skill, master a skill, because to help others, first, we got to help ourselves, right? Now, with all this, work at your own pace. Don't try to compare. Don't worry if others seem faster. Since when did life turn into a competition anyway, right? Everyone follows their own clock, so no FOMO. That's the caution. No FOMO, okay? Because being too impatient is how you may trigger the negative stars, okay? Slow and steady. Don't bite off more than you can chew, but at the same time, get started. Don't sit around asking what if, what if I do this? What if? So, in other words, beware of analysis paralysis if you have the ox. Okay. Now let's go on to the ex boss, the ex, the former Grand Duke, the tiger. Now, in the aftermath of a Grand Duke year, visibility still remains. Okay. A Grand Duke is a leadership star. So, if you have stepped out, people now know exactly what you are capable of and appreciate what you can deliver. Along with that comes newfound self-respect, an uptick in self-confidence, which in turn should possibly attract more opportunities your way. That's actually what the surpassing path talks about. It literal translation is increase in social status. In other words, promotion. Okay. Like, if you're assistant manager and you're promoted to manager, that's a surpassing path, right? And golden carriage means people coming to give you opportunities. Therefore, you'd better be readily available. So you hang up a sign. If you have the tiger, hang up a sign, open for opportunities, right? The key to making things work for the tiger, all right, is to learn to filter the offers. Okay. Which one brings better ROI? Don't be busy being busy. You would see a star here is called the death god. It sounds really scary, but what it actually means is a heavy workload. Okay, so if you're a career professional, it's time to ask for a raise. Okay, it's time to tell your boss that you're ready for more opportunities, more responsibilities, more career achievements that come with a promotion and a raise. But at the same time, be mindful. There would be a need to delegate. It's not about, taking on everything by, yourself and then working day and night, 16-hour days. That's crazy, right? Okay, so be careful of the overwork. Okay, now let's move on to the rabbit. Okay, this is the boss of the year. This is Grand Duke. When I say Grand Duke, actually it is Jupiter. Okay, so it's your Grand Duke year, and goodness, what a year to be the Grand Duke. I would rank Rabbit as the number one, Grand Duke or no. Okay, the Grand Duke has an unnecessarily bad reputation. I'll talk more about it. But your Grand Duke year, the Rabbit, is being supported by all the positive stars, all accomplishments, acknowledgement, recognition, all waiting for you to grab them. So the rabbit has to go places, do things, make sure you make those connections, build those relationships. In fact, this is the best year to overcome your fear of rejection, if you have it. Okay. As the Grand Duke, okay, why does the Grand Duke has a bad rap? Okay, the Grand Duke is a leadership star. Okay, everyone is a time where everyone is looking to you for decisions. This is the time to play a key role. Okay, so please do not fear the Grand Duke. What it does is that it supercharges your rabbit pillar. If we channel that energy towards achieving more, then the positive stars will be more prominent. If, on the other hand, we insist on staying in our own rabbit holes and say, I don't want to step up, don't ask me to take ownership, don't want to lead, and then with all that excess energy, that's when the negative side of the Grand Duke manifests. Now, I would note here, okay, this is extremely unfair. I'm complaining to you. Okay, there are 4 intelligent stars in this entire system. 3 of them land in the rabbit. 3. Okay, that would be the intelligence and the study hall, as well as the sky noble. 3. So with this, if you do nothing else with your Grand Duke year, please consider to upskill. Don't waste the intelligence stars. Okay. So what this does, these stars, what they do is they increase our capacity to understand complex information. So maybe Cynthia, you can put up a link to Pacific College website. So if you have the rabbit and if you're interested in exploring alternative medicine, Tuina, like and acupuncture, well, okay, this is the year to sign up with Pacific College. Okay, cool. Now let's go to the dragon. Okay, 2023 for the dragon is a year to be like the sun, because you have the great sun nobleman coming to you. But I must admit, I'm not a big fan of nobleman stars, not because I don't like having noble people in my life. I love it, of course. On the contrary, because it's sometimes difficult for people to use them. Okay. You see, the dragon has had I want you to be conscious of. The dragon has had a bad run where these auxiliary stars are concerned. So there is a very strong likelihood that some, I stress, some dragons may have reached a stage where you are either rejecting help or worse, not even recognizing help when it is being offered to you. So, but the great sun is here. And in feng shui, this is the one star that most of us try to activate every year because it affords a protection for our homes, right? So, how can you use it? This calls for conscious energy management, right? Be like the sun, move deliberately and compassionately, give, bring warmth and light. Okay, try to make it a point that everyone who comes into your orbit leaves feeling a little better, a little happier, a little lighter, you know. So, why are we making the more we do that? The more support and help you attract into your lives. When we receive a nobleman star, especially one as powerful as the great sun, it's very important that we help it along by being teachable or helpable. Okay. Learn to recognize help when it is being offered. And now, on that note, if you are in the business of being someone's nobleman, so for example, all of you guys associated with Pacific College would probably be acupuncturist, right? Someone in the medical field. You help people. That's what you do. So if you have the dragon, this is the year where I think your business is going to boom because you have this backing you. Okay, so now let's move on to the snake. Okay, what's up for the snake in 2023? This could be the year where you start believing in yourself. Okay, overcoming your own cognitive dissonance or even imposter syndrome. How to do that? One suggestion: practice self-affirmation. When you see these words sky gracious and sky fortune, basically they are classified as benevolence stars. Okay, they are blessing stars. Hence the need for self-affirmation. So if you're to it, a gratitude practice might be useful because sometimes we get so caught up by what we think we do not have. We forget to be thankful for what we already have. Okay, so for those of you with the snake who are either learning or practicing spiritual practices, this is also a great year thanks to the presence of the Tai Chi nobleman. Okay, basically this star enhances intuition and spiritual awareness, and it helps deepen your connection to spiritual practices. So if you're someone who have been thinking for quite a while about learning or exploring these ancient sciences, whatever they may be, could be Bazi, Feng Shui, Tarot, Western astrology, Vedic astrology, or even Reiki, 2023 is the year to start. Or at the very least, if you don't plan to study this, then try to create time to dive inwards and to do some self-healing. This is a great year for it. This benevolent stars coupled together with the Tai Chi nobleman, this is the best year to practice some self-compassion. Okay, now on the negative end of things are a bunch of gossipy stars. Okay, so don't let the naysayers get to you. Okay, very important. Don't indulge in gossip. Okay, those who gossip to you will gossip about you. Here's a trick with the gossipy stars though. If you need to gossip, this is high level skill. Okay, you say good things behind people's backs. Okay, so that's it for the snake. Have faith in yourself, keep building, keep making progress. When you're stuck, it's very simple. Just focus on taking the right step, the next right step. Okay, now I want to talk about the horse. Okay, so I hereby nominate the horse as the most likely to start a side hustle in 2023. Why? Well, because the star of entrepreneurial ideas, which is the moon, comes paired with some negative stars that creates urgency that could spur you into action. Okay, first the positive stars. Okay, the moon is a nobleman star that governs entrepreneurial ideas. Suddenly you wake up and you feel, "Ding, I have an idea for a business," right? You may find yourself inspired in 2023, but it's very rare for inspiration to hit out of the blue. We can help things along by doing some research into certain industries or businesses that may interest you. Okay, where we focus our attention to, we get, right? So of the 12 animal signs, the horse will probably feel the most sense of urgency in 2023. Why? Because the horse is vulnerable to feelings of pressure, feeling antsy, anxious, fidgety, jumpy. In fact, you'll be quite easy to feel overwhelmed in 2023. So at the same time, there could be a tendency to project past failure. All right, this is caused by the hook spirit. Please be aware of all this. Awareness is the key. Okay, therefore, don't jump blindly into the first opportunity that comes along just because you are feeling pressured. With these negative stars around, make sure that you plan properly before you make a move. Okay, so Next is the goat. Yeah, the goat has so many stars. When I look at it, I feel tired. Okay. If you have the goat in your Bazi chart, there is straight up, or let's put it on the table, promotion luck to be had. Okay. But you need to earn it. Okay. You need to show your chops. There are 2 promotion stars in the goat this year, 3 stages and 8 seats. 3 stages represents moving up the corporate ladder, stage by stage. 8 seats means access to decision makers. Think of the knights of the round table. You get to join that elite group. Okay. So this can translate into either a promotion or you taking on a key role of being a pillar of support within your organization. Okay. How to get there? We need to flex those problem solving skills. I love the relief god and sky relief. They dissolve problems, but only when you take action. Okay. Therefore, 2023 is a year to focus on tackling problems systematically and methodically. And as you do so, right, as you do so, you'll find that somehow the solution arrives. So, what you need to do is identify key problems within your organization that you can solve. The higher the value of the problem, the better. For business owners, I mean, you're sitting there thinking, I own the business, I can't promote myself. Well, use the relief god and sky relief. Every business exists to solve a problem. So sell your solution. Okay. You will also need to, for the career professionals where promotion is concerned, you will also need to display your ability to make good decisions or improve on your decision making skills. Now, along with this long list of positive stars comes an equally long list of negative stars. Most of these will trigger if you are generally indecisive or if you are the type who hates making decisions, then I think it's going to be pretty hard to access or use the positive stars. Other cautions to be careful of: number one, compliance related issues like fines or tax audits. So if you have the goat in your chart, please make sure that you keep your documentations in proper order. The other minor one is called a blood knife. There's an easy out for that. Blood knife means you're accident prone, and maybe you're in the kitchen, and instead of cutting vegetables, oops, you cut yourself. So blood knife means blood flows. There's an easy out for that. Okay. And really it works. Go to the dentist. You get some dental work done. When we go to the dentist, blood flows. Done. Okay. To me, I would be more concerned of the one at the bottom, the 5 ghosts. Okay. It doesn't mean you're about to be haunted by 5 ghosts hanging around you. Okay. Don't worry. But if you allow this star to influence you, you become suspicious. Okay. What's this person talking about? Is he talking about me? This kind of stuff, imagining nonsense. Some people do that. Yeah, do we all know someone who does that, right? Everyone of us, right? So some in some cases, stories that I've heard, they go into a hotel room and then the overactive imagination takes over, and before you know it, they've manifested a literal couple of ghosts into the hotel room. So this part, please be aware and keep that imagination under control. Okay. With the 5 ghosts in the goat, I get to say this. It's literally all in your head. Okay. So look out for the suspicious mindset. Now, next, the monkey. In 2022, the monkey was like literally the star of the show. Okay. The swagger as the year breaker is still with the monkey this year. That's the good news. Keeping you on a growth trajectory. The monkey would have gone through some form of change in 2022 because it was such a big clash, right? So I hope that this change led to growth for you. So now it's time to take things to the next level. When we create growth, when we create change, of course, it would come with problems, certain problems, right? So do not sweep problems under the rug. With the support of the monthly virtue and earth relief, the more proactive you are, the better year it will be. The monthly virtue is also a karma star. So if you're so inclined, the more you contribute to like charity or volunteer, the more you receive in return. So like the snake, the monkey also has a Tai Chi nobleman. Okay. So this, as I've mentioned, brings heightened spiritual awareness. So if you're in the business of healing, okay, any type of healing, right? Like you guys, if you're if you are acupuncturist or massage therapist, any kind of healing, if you have the monkey in your month, congratulations. Okay, so what about the negative stars? It seems like the monkey may notice the presence of more copycat competitors entering your industry. In other words, the barriers of entry may have lowered. So be careful about sharing your secret sauce. Okay. Be careful about sharing your ideas or sales leads, right? All this I'm referring to is the robbery Shah. Okay. Okay. But there is one thing people cannot steal: your knowledge, your skills. Okay, so to rock these stars in the monkey for 2023, you need to leverage on one of your skills. Pick one, identify one, and also be a bit careful of scams. Don't be too trusting. You're a little more vulnerable this year. Okay, so now let's go to the rooster. Okay, year breaker. This is a hidden opportunity, okay, to examine and challenge your preconceived notions and ideas and opinions, right? That message is for the rooster in 2023, okay? A year breaker literally just means change, because it represents a clash of energies in your Bazi chart. So instead of dreading the year breaker, let me shift your perspective just a little. Reflect on your life. What is the one thing that has been holding you back? What changes can you make so that you are no longer shackled by those self limiting beliefs? Okay. This is honestly, I mean, I know it doesn't look good because it doesn't have this whole long list of positive stars. So we were never happy when we see that. Okay. So, but it's not a big clash. All right. Unlike what the monkey went through in 2022. Now, that was a big clash. Okay. This change is more internal, more focus, right? This change talks about the sunk cost fallacy. Therefore, it's actually an internal shift within ourselves, which is further supported by the month emptiness. Month emptiness is a wish fulfilling star, right? To be honest, I actually consider month emptiness as a neutral star. Why? Well, I'm sure you'll be asking, shouldn't wish fulfilling stars be good? What if your head is constantly filled with negative thoughts? So wish fulfilling basically means that, the what you think has a possibility of becoming your reality. So as I've said, energy management is the key. So the year breaker will only be back if you demonstrate a resistance to change, right? The energies are asking you to change. They say, hey, it's time. Like for example, if you're a teenager growing up, hey, it's time to stop going to high school and go to college. And you're saying like, no, 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 I want to stay in high school forever because I love high school. So then problems start. And it's that I know the analogy is a bit crazy, but that's the best way I can put it. So energy is asking you to change and you don't want to. So that's when the problems start, because the universe asking you to change. Okay. The other is the twin of the year breaker, which is the great consumer. It doesn't mean you will lose money. Okay, let me just assure you on that. It doesn't mean you will lose money. It just means money has to go out. So instead of retail therapy, why not invest the money in yourself? Maybe sign up for a course with Pacific College, right? This knowledge that you learn becomes an investment in the future that will bring you returns. So the key to the great consumer is A, watch your budget. Okay, be careful, practice fiscal discipline. And secondly, it would be think invest, not spend. Okay, so that's the rooster for 2023. And now we go to the dog, also one of the best for the year. Okay, so 2022 was spent in self-improvement, self-cultivation. Okay, so now the dog is ready to get into action. Okay, so 2023 is your year to learn about leverage. Why? Because you have been given authority. Okay, so think other people's resources, other people's time, knowledge, skill, money, how you use them to propel you closer to your goal. Okay, of course, I know it's not about like being a user or a taker. Okay, it's not about just using other people. There must be a win-win, of course, because you have the Grand Duke combination. So the Emperor star is almost as good as the Grand Duke when it comes to authority. That is why both are classified as leadership stars. So if you have the dog in your chart, using the positive stars will require you to be proactive about providing value and initiating or leading change. Okay, so to use this positive stars, first, you must have a goal. Okay, I don't know if you guys are into soccer. The World Cup just ended a couple months ago. Now, if the game of football has no goalposts, they just be kicking the ball around aimlessly, right? No good. Okay, so once you've got a goal, then you will know exactly what type of resources you need. Without a goal, it'd be hard to identify that. Don't you agree? Okay, so how could the dog get into trouble in 2023? Now we're going to the negative stars. If you keep shifting the goalposts, okay, because you have the influence of this brutal defeat. Okay, and this represents that you may, I stress, you may jump from one goal to another. For example, you start off the year intending to maybe sign up a course for acupuncture. 3 months later, you decide to switch to yoga. And then 3 months later, you're thinking, maybe I should earn an economics degree instead. So do watch out for the shiny object syndrome. All right. So this would be a good time as we're heading into Chinese New Year very soon. And this would be a good time to do some reflection on what you would like, what kind of what goals do you have for 2023? Pick a couple and then figure out what kind of resources you need, what type of people I need in my life to help me achieve those goals, and what kind of people do I need in my life whom I can also contribute, because this is talking about sharing resources. Okay, so now let's talk about the pig. If the rat, okay, went from zero to hero, okay, the pig, I'm sorry, it's going from hero to zero. In 2022, the pig had all the positive stars, right? It was literally, it was like one of the nicest zodiac signs in 2022. 2023 is a different picture, but all is not lost. Okay, the pig, if you have the pig in your chart, all right, in 2023, you only have two jobs. One of them is quite pleasant. Okay, number one, don't get triggered, and number two, learn to enjoy life. Enjoy the little things in life, finer things in life, caress of a breeze, warmth of the sun, freshness of rain, all that kind of nice things, birds and butterflies. Okay, company of good friends, enjoy being by yourself, slow down, smell the roses. Okay, now we've always said that, when you have a lot of positive stars, it's going to be a busy year because you have to work a lot to match those stars. But if you're like me, I'm kind of lazy. Actually, my Patu chart is quite lazy. So if you're like me and you're kind of lazy, right? When you get the negative stars, that's a year where you can go, okay, I can take it easy. Why? Because if you do nothing, then the negative stars can't trigger, right? So okay, so this would be a good year to to think about learning to enjoy life a little. Now, for those of you who are active on social media, let's talk a little bit about the negative stars, okay? Please note that if you are active on social media, like for example, if content marketing forms a big part of your marketing strategies, these negative stars may make you vulnerable to stuff like cancel culture, trolls, keyboard warriors. So do be careful about what you post. All right. So, like I've said, if your business is reliant on content creation as part of your marketing strategy, by all means, please continue using that strategy. There's no need to go radio silence, but make sure you stay in your lane. Okay. So things that are happening that are outside of what your business can do, there's no need to comment or to talk about it. Okay. Your Bazi chart represents your perspective. Okay, so with the pick in your chart, suddenly you may notice an uptick maybe in mean comments in your socials. If it's important enough, then maybe yes, you should respond and correct. Otherwise, my advice is don't feed the trolls. Okay, likewise for career professionals. Now we like to think that our social pages are our own and we are entitled to post our opinions. Now, I'm not sure how it is in the US, but in here in Asia, okay, if you post something that people don't like, and you get canceled, there's a very strong likelihood that you could lose your job. So even if you're a career professional, do be careful what you put up on your social media. If you can't think of anything else, then food photos. Make like Asians. We before we eat, our cameras eat first. Okay, post food photos because you have the heavenly chef. Okay, so 12 complete. All right. Now, if you have joined in and participated, your piece of paper now should look something like this. Okay, so what it does is it tells you within these facets of your life, here are the key points that I have, and here is the negative side that I must be aware of. Okay, so this is first level strategy. Okay, I'm going to stop share so that I can take a peep into the chats and see that if everyone is following me, or should I go back a slide or two? Just give me a second. Okay. So I'm seeing, yep, okay, some people with two. Okay, so you guys are following. Brilliant. Okay, so now I guess Cynthia, shall we do questions?
Sure, we have a couple of general questions, and then people will be welcome to put in the chat their year, month, day, hour, animal, and we can look at some of those. But a couple of general questions we had. One is, which pillar represents your home?
The pillar that represents your current home would be the day pillar. But please understand, if you're going to do feng shui activations, it is to connect to your year pillar. There are different usages. The one that represents your home, for you, where I am living now, is the day pillar.
Great. And what if the dog is my 10-year luck pillar?
Then in that case, the luck pillar can affect you, but the luck pillar represents an external environment. So if you want to enjoy the animal sign in your luck pillar, you really need to make some big changes, such as changing the social circle you work with. That means getting yourself into a brand new environment. Then you can benefit from the stars in the luck pillar.
Okay, and what if you have the pig in 2 places in your chart?
If I may know where they are.
A person who has the pig in 2 places, if you want to list that. It looks like Oh, there's so many people coming in. I don't know which one is that double pig. But we do have lots of people listing their year or month.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay, we'll take the first one first, which is year horse, month pig.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm just gonna. Year is
Horse.
the horse. Okay. Year.
The
Month is pig.
the pig. The day is the
Mhm.
dragon, and the hour is
Mhm.
the pig. Oh, maybe this is the double pig person.
And the hour is the pig. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, when you post this, can you tell me the focus as well? Is it business? Is it career? That makes it easier to create.
Anna, do you want to say whether it's business or career? This is for Anna Panettiere.
Okay. Right. So now this when you have two pigs, one in the month and one in the hour, all right, be careful of your own mindset, okay? Because somehow you are easily triggered in 2023. There is the white tiger and sky warrior actually are execution stars. So if you were to focus on execution instead of being reactive, so what I would counsel you is to be proactive instead of reactive. Okay. The trouble comes when you become reactive. So with this bunch of stars in this way, okay, the best stars are actually to be found in your year, I feel. Okay, depending on the goal. But if it is business, then I would make a conscious effort to focus more on networking and collaborating. Since I do not have a whole bunch of positive stars, instead I have a lot of the negative ones, then I'm going to borrow somebody else's luck. So I will network and I will create short-term 1-year collaborations. It need not be formal partnership. It's just an agreement to work together. Okay. The only caution for you with the double pig and the dragon in the day is walk the talk. Okay, don't over promise and under deliver. Okay, this is the dragon has this sky emptiness star that actually it means that I it's a bit NATO, no action talk only. So I'm talking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, but nothing done. Okay, so that's the one thing to be cautious of, but always careful the mindset.
We're going to jump around a little bit because I'm not sure if we're going to get to everybody. That was east-west, but for some different animals, we have Kathleen Tian, and we're looking at an ox year.
Ox year, okay.
Month is the horse.
Month
Day
is the horse,
monkey.
okay. Ooh, okay.
And minute is the rat, or hour.
Hour is the wow. Okay, so for Kathleen, right? Okay, so Kathleen, yours is actually an external push. Okay, your ideas, people will find your ideas likable this year. Find a way, create a way to get these ideas outside. Okay, because out there is a lot of people who have mastery. This is what the ox has. It has mastery. Okay, so out there are a lot of experts. They're a bit hoity-toity, but your ideas are appealing in 2023. Find a way to make it happen. Find a way to share those ideas and those thoughts that you have, or it could be your knowledge. Okay, because the negative stars for the red, there's one that says cold tongue. Okay, cold tongue means I feel frustrated because I know something but I can't say it. That's what it means. So then you get all kinds of all this emotional stuff, right? But there is the peach blossoms there. So I would suggest that you find a way, create the opportunity, all right, through your work. The sky happiness in the month literally talks about parties. Okay, it's networking events. There are plenty in your work, in your current work condition. Look for them, find a way to network and to communicate more of your ideas. Okay, Kathleen, that's it for Kathleen.
Okay, how about we have horse, the year is the tiger, the month is the
Year of the
monkey,
tiger. Month is the monkey. Okay.
the day is the dragon,
Mm-hmm.
the time is the horse. And this person had a particular question
Mm-hmm.
about if the monkey is in your month, how do you
Mm-hmm.
advertise unique services so people don't copycat you?
If the monkey is in your month. Okay, so I'm assuming that you already have a specific service that people cannot copy, right?
Right. This is an acupuncturist. Yeah.
I see. Okay, you need to push. You really need to push on what you could do actually. Yes, here's an idea, right? You infuse an element of spirituality, which means that if you can, okay, you infuse something about because what an acupuncturist does is that it releases, you guys release chi that is correct. Okay, you guys release, so in that way you relieve pain and you solve health problems. So what you can do is, I would suggest you infuse an element of, say for example, opening up your chakras, those kind of messages into your advertising. Okay, and what you're gonna do is you're going to sell specifically to business executives. You target those advertisements, business executives especially, who are overworked, and you talk using your chart, you talk about how long hours at the desk can literally mess up our energy flow. Okay, is that a good idea?
Sounds good. Let's take one more and then we'll see, because I know we may need to close soon, but Heather wants to know, year is rooster, month is
Year
monkey,
is rooster, month is monkey,
day is dragon, and
there
hour
is
is
oh, a lot of
dragon,
dragons.
and
Hour
they
is
want to know
dragon.
about their career.
Okay, so for when I see people with the dragon, especially with the double dragon, all right, I first start, all right, Heather, with a energy check, all right. So I would learn to be mindful. In fact, I would say every day I would tell myself that every person I meet today is going to be my nobleman. Okay, because no, like I said, nobleman stars sometimes are hard to use because all of us do this, right? We walk around with blinders on, including me, yeah, and I'm supposed to be aware of all this, right? And sometimes people are trying to help you, you don't recognize it. So that's step one. Okay, and number two, all right, again with the monkey in the month, if you're an acupuncturist, I would literally sell the problem that you specialize in. For you, I would create, based on your flow of energies. For you, I would create urgency. So instead of selling general well-being and stuff, I would be pinpointing specific problems that you can solve. For example, you know that Cynthia, help me out here. That's this problem we get with our wrists if we use the mouse too often,
You're talking about
right?
carpal tunnel?
Thank you. Yes. I'm not a doctor, obviously. So, okay. So, target specific problems that you can say that you specialize in. And as for the rooster in the year, I would suggest that you make a change to your advertising. Change your advertising. Okay. So, a simple way to make a change is, if you've always been selling to men, sell to women. If you have always been selling to older people, the older generation, and you sell to the younger generation. Or if you've always been marketing on Facebook, change to YouTube, for example. These are just examples. When we clash to the year, actually the year pillar is so big because it represents so many people that it can actually be seen as our advertising pillar. So when there is a clash to the advertising pillar, it says change your advertising platform.
Paulynne, I want to stop for a moment just because it's 8 o'clock and I don't know how long you want to go, so we don't want to take advantage. You tell me what
No,
time
no,
you
no.
want to
I'm
go to.
good. I'm good.
Can we
I'm
do a few
enjoying
more
this. So we
questions?
can,
Okay.
yeah. Let's do a few more. Loving
Okay.
this.
We do have, I know, we're loving it too. We do have a question. A couple people asked that they had heard that your year animal is your animal for your first 20 years of life, and then you become a different animal. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. In terms of the okay, guys, if you don't mind, I'm gonna draw on the screen, yeah, because I wasn't anticipating this question and I can't. So in terms of our journey of life, it's not just the luck pillars. The luck pillars describes the environment, but in for the year pillar, you are right, generally is our childhood. So about 0 to around 25, thereabouts. And then the month, okay, represents our young adulthood. So when we start working around here, 25 to around maybe 45. And then the day, these are guesstimates, okay? I'll explain later. So in the day, maybe around 45 to around 60 or 65, and then the hour is the old age, okay? So why does these pillars keep changing? Because our lifespan is getting longer. Okay. So if in the past, they would be living up to maybe, by the in ancient China, if you reach 60, they throw a really big party because walao, you've made it, but as our lifespan gets longer, so these pillars will get bigger. But in general, all right, these pillars are used when we look at it in relation to the luck pillars. So that way, a trained professional can actually tell what kind of events possibly likely happened to you in the past and during what time. But for a general year forecast like what we're doing now, guys, focus on the full chart. Don't just say that, oh, because I'm 30 years old, so I only look at the month. No, all of them will affect you. Okay? Hope that answers.
Great. And we have Denise says they have a business and are in a doctoral program. And their
Oh.
year is the ox.
Okay, just give me a second. Let
Yep.
me just rub this off. Year is the ox. Okay.
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 So the year is the ox. The month is the rooster. The day is the ox, and the hour is the tiger.
Hour is the tiger. Okay. First of all, don't try to take on too many things. You are running a business and earning a doctorate. Wow, that's amazing. So be careful. Time management. First of all, time management is the key. Okay. And with the ox in the day and the hour, I would focus on the highest paying skill. So don't try to sell everything to everyone. Focus on the product or service that brings you the best profits. Okay, need not necessarily be the best gross, but the highest net, because you need to create time management, right? Okay. And with the rooster in the month, okay, you could actually use the great consumer to invest in advertising or marketing. All right, so that you can churn out a constant stream of leads, automate a constant stream of leads instead of trying to do everything at one time. I hope that answers.
This is amazing, Paulynne.
Thank you, Cynthia. Loving it.
How about Malcolm, who has a pig year, a monkey month,
Okay.
a
Like my chart.
ox day,
Ox day, okay.
and a snake hour. And Malcolm, if you want to put in the chat if there's anything in particular that you want to hear about.
Malcolm, I hope you are in the healing business. I really hope, because you have two Tai Chi nobleman. All right. I hope that you are in the healing business, and I hope that you would infuse that part the of the equation into your business. All right, because of the Tai Chi nobleman. So you could consider, since the ox talks about mastery, you could consider actually enhancing your knowledge in the spiritual arts. It could be anything. It could be tarot. It could be anything that strikes your interest. Okay, it could be deeper knowledge in TCM. Okay, so I'm assuming that our audience are TCM practitioners, and it could be actually for TCM practitioners, a deep study into the 5 elements would really work. And or Malcolm, one final idea with the heavenly chef in the pig, which is in your year. Okay, you could actually, for 2023, your marketing could focus on nutrition. Okay, because
Great.
there's a heavenly chef in there.
Yep. So career was what he was interested in. So that makes sense. And let's look at Andrea.
Mhm.
So we have here acupuncturists, massage therapists, health coaches, medical cannabis practitioners, all kinds of people, but there is definitely a lot of acupuncturists here. And this person is she's an acupuncture student working full-time in a different field for now. And
Okay.
she is a pig
Mhm.
year,
Mm-hmm.
a dog month,
Mm-hmm.
a rooster day, and an ox hour.
Okay. Rooster day and an ox hour. Okay. So so you're currently studying and you are thinking this, given this push, I would pace myself, take it slow, and really becoming a master acupuncturist. So I understand we all have to work full time and then study. So, and it's not an easy journey, of course, and even more so if you have a family. So practice time management and just keep your eye on the future. This whole bunch, when we put them together, requires you to be a little more zen. Okay, a little bit more zen. But I note that in the work, you have access to resources. One idea which I've seen people do quite successfully is I get sponsorship to study by saying that, hey, if you sponsor my course, I will give you 1 year free treatment once I graduate and I get my license, something like that. So keep an eye on that. All right. There might be a chance, and this is people connected directly to your work. It could be your boss. Maybe you have a good boss, or it could be your colleagues. It could even be suppliers or clients, someone. All right. There is possibility to get that sponsorship. All right. Otherwise, you may end up getting promoted. Okay,
Great.
that's it. Cool.
Okay. Paulynne, thank you so much. This was
Thank
absolutely
you.
fabulous. And
I've
we'll
loved being here. Just one more. Just
okay,
one more.
one
I just
more.
want to end. I just want to
Okay.
end. No. I just want to end to say, all right, guys, I just want to wish everyone Happy New Year. 恭喜發財, regardless of what the stars bring. Remember, we're not helpless.